till I got on here. I'm putting a pot of water on the stove because we're gonna be cooking a little pasta for a pasta salad. And then we are gonna be also cooking some potatoes, which we're gonna put on the fire right away while we're chatting. And then we'll start to go over all the things we're doing tonight. I thought it would be a good time to do this class because we'll get to really have a conversation about how do you make a barbecue, a party, anything like that that's gonna make it so that you don't have to stress yourself, that you're not cooking all day. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna use these potatoes. I might go through the motion with you guys, but I'm not gonna, oh, these are okay. All right, I got it. Sometimes when they're green, and I think it's a little, look, I got it. All right. Go, bye George, I got it. We're gonna make some potato salad, a little bit, because nobody eats it in my house, but I want you to see how we make this. We're gonna do a loaded potato salad. And then when we go off to Superfam, tonight's a good night to become a Superfam because we're gonna really talk about a lot of things and go through it and really kind of break down what it means to have, do things for a party and feel like you're gonna be able to enjoy it as well. Because I know for me, I do spend a lot of time cooking, and when I have guests over, I don't like to do that. Hey Kimberly, how's it going? Welcome in everybody. Nice to see everyone. We are talking about Labor Day Cookout. Labor Day Cookout. So one of the things that I like to talk about is planning. I'm very big on making sure I have a beautiful table for my guests. That's a big deal to me. Presentation sometimes, like chefs say, and you hear influencers all the time, the phone eats first, or you eat with your eyes, or you really, it's a big deal. You want the food to look pretty. You want the presentation to be beautiful. We just did a big event over the weekend. I know a lot of you were there. And, it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. And, the presentation is half of it. Because if you take people's breath away with presentation, then most likely they're really going to love the food, right? All right, so now with the potatoes, when you're cooking potatoes not mashed, I'm trying to make them all the same size so when they cook, and then we'll cut them up a little bit more. We're sort of gonna not really steam them, but we're going to boil them, but we're gonna try about 8 minutes, 10 minutes first, and then see how they are. As long as you can stick a knife through them, they should be fine. And we'll go over that. So I wanted to, I think a lot of people, when you say, oh, let's have guests over, let's have a barbecue, and you start out thinking, oh, it's gonna be really little. And then you're like, Aunt Mary loves to eat this, and John loves this, and my friend's coming and they love this, and before you know it, you have like all this food and everything just sort of, just grows and grows and grows, and then all of a sudden, it's like you're spending the entire day before prepping, the anxiety starts blowing up, and it's like, it becomes not fun. So how do you do that? I want to show you how you do that without losing your mind. Now, if you love to entertain, I look at the very first thing I say to myself is everything always works out, and it's not the last time your guests are going to be here, come to your home. So you have plenty of time to actually plan a menu, a nice menu where, everybody has something to eat, and then go ahead and spend time with your guests. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. I'm gonna show you math, how you figure out the amount of food that you should have. That's another important piece of the puzzle. We're gonna put this on too. I'm gonna show you guys a pasta salad. I'm gonna show you a meal that I would actually put together for a barbecue. Everybody has hot dogs and burgers. We can always do that, right? You can make it that simple and then have some really nice sides. But what I like to do is not I like to surprise my guests. So tonight, and I can't decide, and we'll see how it goes. We're either gonna do it for the, for my super fans, we'll do a pork tenderloin, or we'll do it for you guys. We'll see how this unfolds. Hey Rachel. Hi Dijon. Sup. We're talking about Labor Day cookout and how and what are we going to feed our guests without losing our minds with prep and, you know, putting everything together. So we're just getting stuff ready. I have some scallion here. We have our potatoes on. I'm going to cover the pot so it comes to a boil a little bit quicker. I don't add salt to my pot before I bring it to a boil, and that's not my thing. I'll add the salt once I have the food in the pots. So I think for me, a memorable cookout, while the food is important, I also think the time that you get to spend with your guests is even more important, believe it or not. Food to me never really makes an event, but if you have good food, it just sort of elevates it, right? So I think first, what's the guest experience? How much time am I gonna spend with my guests? Am I gonna be able to spend time with them? I have learned over the years, for me, I don't stress myself anymore. Level 40, Robin, that's cray. I love it. Robin's level 40. Who's meeting her there? Hold on, let me get you posted. Please post. There we go. All right. Oh! You disappeared. Hold on. Let me do that again. This thing is stressful. Okay, done. Put you right there. Okay, perfect. All right. Hey Cassandra, nice to see you. My day was all right. It was pretty busy. There's a lot going on in our shop. I don't know if you have been to the shop. Oh no, you probably haven't seen me in the shop because I don't go live with you guys over there. But that's all right. Hey Christina, how are you? I see you out there in IG land. I love that. All right. Hi Ruby. Have you a spare plate? There's always extra. I always make a little extra for that extra guest. So yes, lots. All right, so I want this chef's table to show you like another way. Instead of having, you know, a few things on the grill and suddenly we're making appetizers and then there's 3 proteins and 6 sides and desserts and drinks. I want to show you a little bit different way. I want to offer to you, what if we make 1 or 2 beautiful proteins and we make 3 sides and then we make 1 or 2 desserts, or you farm the desserts out to friends and family, and then you have time to be with your guests, to enjoy the day, to not be an absolute crazed, stressed out freak. I don't know about you guys. I grew up in a house, and you guys have heard this story a million times. Hey Mia. I grew up in, hey Queen, I'm here, what's up? I grew up in a house where, you know, my mom was the old, you know, came up in the old Italian style family where, you know, we had masking tape over the living room entrance and the dining room entrance, and you could see like the vacuum marks. And you know, all that had to be done. And if you put your foot on those vacuum marks before the guests got there, holy moly. And it was always stressful. Everybody was stressed out. And I decided a long time ago, if I'm hosting in my home as a married person, or, you know, just want to have my guests, I want to be chill. Hold on a second. Hey, knock it off. Knock it off. Behave yourselves. Okay, got the troops back in line. They're like little monsters. Hi everyone, hi Simple Men, how are you? We are having a great day. We are talking about Labor Day. What are we gonna do for Labor Day? How are we cooking? So I think, Labor Day, unofficial summer, end of summer, we have, football season starting, all the fun, right? And I think planning a fresh, stress-free cookout is, we sometimes think entertainment has to offer every possible thing that we cook, everybody's favorite food. What's happening in the background, my two little Pomeranian puppies are out of their minds. And it always happens when I come on live. And Monday nights I'm usually home by myself, so it's like, I have no choice but to be like, so, hey, go lay down. Go lay down. So, we're gonna do this. We're gonna start building our menu around one protein, right? I'm choosing tonight a Niman Ranch pork tenderloin, something a little different, but what I like about pork tenderloin is it's a quick cook. You don't have to be on the stove all night long, right? If you're cooking steaks, they're also a quick cook. You doing good today? Thank you for absolutely beautiful cabinets. Really makes the stainless steel pop. I know, right? They're hickory back there. And, because I'm a professional chef, I love working on stainless steel. It's so much nicer. Thank you for noticing. It's intentional. So, hey team. So I'm gonna use, for my menu for this holiday, I'm gonna use a pork tenderloin. I'll show you how to use it. And then we're talking, you could maybe add one other thing, like a chicken or a fish or a steak, or if you wanted to do a turkey burger, pork tenderloin and turkey burger, something different. Or if you want to stay the same, just pick two. People are gonna come back. They don't have to have everything they love. Make it a little different, pop it a little bit different. Then you wanna think of something creamy. Do you wanna have guacamole? Do you wanna have a ranch dip and fresh vegetables to start the night? Do you wanna make a creamy potato salad? Something crisp and refreshing. Crunchy vegetables and a creamy dressing. Or, come here, I'll hold you for 5 minutes and then you gotta go lay down. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. Or do you want to do? Oh, we got a flash goal. You guys ready for the flash goal? Let's see what's happening. Here we go. 13 gifters with a rose. We could do that. I know we can handle that. All right, something creamy, then something crispy. Whether it's a vegetable crudité. Oh, your little heart's beating so loud. Or you could do something in endive, a lobster salad in endive, and then you get your fish course. Or what else can we do? Apples, I don't know, crispy apples. You gotta calm down. How about some cheese and crackers? Something crispy, something fresh. Let me think. Celery with some cool ranch dip or a blue cheese, or ranch, right? Then something colorful. We need color. That is usually a crudité or a pasta salad with all different things. Yes, this Poochie is definitely in for the taste test. And he needs a lot of love. He does not like me talking and not paying attention to him. Then something with a little acidity, meaning, how about a fresh watermelon salad, which we're gonna make tonight, with some lemon juice. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to poke you right in the eye. With some fresh lemon juice or lime, some fresh lime. Then you talk about something familiar that everybody recognizes. Maybe it's grandma's favorite potato salad, or maybe there's some fancy, I don't know, crab dip that you make. Right? You want to do something that your family is like, oh my God, when we come to your house for Labor Day or whatever holiday it is, I love when you have that. It's the one thing that you make. So these are the things that you want to think about when you're planning your menu. And write it down. When you're planning, write it a week ahead of time, a couple of days ahead of time when you find out how many people are coming. And really think about how can you make this doable where you are not going to spend your entire day before in the kitchen or, day of in the kitchen. Now we're gonna let me just move this over just a tad, squeak. Okay, so I'm gonna put my potatoes in. Let's cook them for about, let's try 9 minutes to start. Here's where I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to the pot. I'm gonna cook my potatoes with salt. We're just gonna get them ready. Let me get where's my timer? Here it is. We're gonna set the timer for about 9 minutes. How are we doing with our roses? We got 2 roses. Yippee, we're on our way. 2 out of 13, let's go. We have 11 minutes. 11 minutes for roses. Oh yeah, he's so ready. He just wants love. Okay, so for most cookouts, a wonderful menu can be built with 1 to 2 proteins, 2 to 3 substantial sides, a pasta salad, a vegetable salad, a fresh, some kind of bean salad, something like that, right? Then a fresh salad, watermelon salad, greens. I made over the weekend, I've been doing, because of all the cyclospora nonsense that's been going on with the lettuce. Thank you, Annette. Thanks, Kimye, for my rose. I've been making salads without lettuce, without greens. So this weekend I did radishes. I did some radishes, cucumbers, and what was the other? Oh, cherry tomatoes. It was delicious. We made a dill vinaigrette. It was so good. Here you go. Go lay down. A little red onion, something crunchy, crispy, had some fresh herbs in it, so that's always something good. Bread or rolls if you want, or if you don't want bread and rolls, you could do the pasta salad in place of that, and 1 dessert. I know, that sounds crazy. Make your favorite pie, make a cheesecake, make I don't know, whatever you guys like. Is it true that you can't wash that bug off the lettuce? You cannot wash. Cyclospora is a parasite and you cannot wash it. The only way that you unalive that parasite is through cooking to 160, I would just do 165 and call it a day. What is the hardest and fanciest tropical dish I've ever made? Tropical. Probably like a Caribbean swordfish with black beans, with a little coconut milk. It wasn't really hard. I don't like to cook hard things. I like to cook easy things that are delicious. I like to cook quick. I want to be in and out of the kitchen. Oh, it's so good. We've made it before. In here, I think, but that might be something fun to do with you guys. I have to add that to my list. We need another fish class. Hey, C. Hola. Happy Monday, Cass. It's nice to see everybody. Welcome today. Tonight is the parsley contaminated? Well, yeah, I think right now they're saying it's parsley, the lettuce, the iceberg lettuce that was in Taco Bell. They also found it in jalapenos, but I haven't heard too much, so it must be that they're getting it a little bit more under control. It's out of I haven't heard it too much in the news cycle recently. But the best thing we can do is wash our hands when you're in the bathroom. It is the way that you catch that. In fact, if you go scroll through my profile, there's a whole thing on foodborne illnesses, how you get them. They're all those little images and you can read them. It's a good video that you can save and click and read all of those. So they're really good to look at. All right, so the fewer dishes that you are actively cooking while guests are arriving, the more relaxed the entire evening becomes. So if you think about it, some of the things that we're doing tonight are all like ready to go. Like you can have your watermelon cut for a watermelon salad and your cucumbers, and then when people get to your home, you can then, toss the dressing in it. If you have, remember how we do it, right? If you have your prep ready, everything else is easy. It just goes right into succession and you can get that all done so fast. Yeah, farm stands is the best place to buy lettuce, jalapeno, anything that was on the list for Cyclospora. If you can get it from a farm stand, chances are you're gonna be fine because this came from outside the country. All right, so let's get our watermelon prepped. I just want to look at those potatoes because we have 3 minutes on them and I don't want them to overcook. All right, they need a little bit more time. I think that 3-minute mark is gonna be perfect. Now, if you have a steamer, you can also steam your potatoes too. That works really well. Hi, Janet. Get her done. Someone's dancing on the floor. Yeah, you can see him, right? I've been busy today canning grape jelly, peach jelly. That sounds so good. Dude, you gotta calm down, buddy. Calm down. My little man is out of his mind. He's like the little boy. Do you guys remember the movie? What was that movie, Kindergarten Cop, where the little boy, like the little, he's like a little pudge ball, and Arnold Schwarzenegger picks him up and he goes, "Stop eating everybody's food." That's Thor. It does sound amazing, peach jam, right? Okay, so we're gonna put a watermelon salad together, and this is really. It's very yummy to make a watermelon salad, and a lot of people don't make it because they think it's a pain in the neck, but it really isn't. And it's so delicious. So I just want to show you a quick way to put this together while we're talking. Now, for a cookout, I gave you in this packet also, which you can get in the recipe vault. And guys, I have to tell you, I keep saying it, if you're not in the recipe vault, you are missing so much, and it's only $5 a month, and you're getting over 600 recipes. And now the way that I changed Chef's Table, you're getting a lot of information in that packet as well. Like in this particular one, I am giving you quantities of how much to cook, by the dish. So what I mean by that is, I gave you the math to figure it out. So for me, how I figure out math is, main course is always about depending on how much food you're cooking, like once you get your menu, right? If I said to you, okay, for this class, we're making pork tenderloin, watermelon salad, a pasta salad, and a potato salad. Now I also have in this packet a chicken dish. I'm not making the chicken tonight. I'm only gonna make the pork because everybody makes chicken. So it's nice to see the tenderloin. So if I know, okay, I'm gonna have 2 proteins, what did we say? 3 salads, right? 2 to 3 salads and a fresh salad, bread and rolls, and a dessert. So let me show you how I take you through the math. If you have a piece of paper, you should write this down. So if I say, okay, if I have 1 to 2 proteins, and let's say I'm gonna have 20 people at this event, right? So I say 20 guests. So I'm gonna do, and that's it. Forget about food allergies, forget about vegetarians and vegans, and this one eats meat and this one doesn't eat, forget about all that. You're having 20 guests. So for your main course, I'm saying you're gonna do between 5 and 6 ounces of food with the few things that we talked about, right? Because you're gonna have 2 main, 3 salads, 1 fresh salad, and 1 dessert. And if you wanted to have appetizers, we'll talk about that in 1 minute. So for 2 main courses for 20 people, I'm gonna do about between 5 and 6 ounces. So I'll go to 5.5 ounces. So I'll say 5.5 times 20 is 110 ounces. Now I'm gonna divide that by 16. to get my pound. And now I'm gonna do 6.875 pounds of food. I'm just gonna round that up to 7. So over the 2 choices of proteins, mains, my chicken and my pork, I'm gonna do 3.5 pounds of each. Now, the Italian, growing up in a Jewish neighborhood, is gonna say, oh my God, that can't be enough food. How could that be enough food? I promise you, if you follow my numbers, you're gonna be like, oh, Chef, I followed the way you did your numbers. It was perfect, and I had a little left over for lunch and gave a few things out to friends. I promise. I've been doing this a long time. I never have so much food that it's wasteful. It really works. So then, here. Let's just check our potatoes real fast. Okay, I think they're gonna need just maybe 3 more minutes. We'll do 3 more minutes. Then I'm gonna say, okay, for my 3 salads, people are not eating more than 4 ounces of salad. So 4 times 20. Now 4 ounces, let me show you. I'll show you 4 ounces of liquid so you can understand. Like once you see it, it's so much easier. This is about 6 ounces. That's a lot of food. People can't eat that because think about this. You give them 6 ounces of sides, 5.5 ounces. They're already at almost 1.25 pounds of food. That's a lot. Well, we're at 11.5, so 12 ounces. That's 3/4 pound of food. 3/4 pound of food. And they haven't had appetizers yet. They haven't had a fresh salad yet. They haven't had a roll. And they haven't had dessert. That's a lot of food to feed people. Trust me. So you want to figure, let's go, if the very max, you're going to do 4 ounces on your salads. So if you look and you go 4 times 20 people, you've got 80 ounces. 80 divided by 16, you're talking about 5 pounds of salads. So you could, if you wanted to stretch it, because you're doing 2 to 3 substantial sides and some fresh salad, you could say, okay, go to 6 pounds. You will 100% have leftovers. But okay, you want to have those 3 salads. Everybody loves them. Your favorite salads. They're easy to make. No stress. You're already lost in the math equations. This is what you have to remember. Write this down, Gail. And you have it you're going to get it in your recipe vault anyway. You're doing 5.5 ounces of your major protein, and you're dividing it how many kinds of protein you have. Then you have, this is for 20 guests. And then you have, and it's in here, so you'll have general planning, and I did example of 20 guests. It's all right here. It's all right here. So you're talking 5 to 6 pounds of potato salad. You know, you're gonna see it. It's so easy. And then you talk about, for 20 people, you don't need a ton of bread because when you have all this food, not everybody's gonna eat it. Most people don't eat a lot of bread anymore. Half the crowd is trying to be gluten-free or caveman or keto or whatever they are doing. Oh, dude, you gotta behave yourself. You're driving me crazy. Go lay down. Go lay down, no more. Go lay down. Go lay down. I got you. Now you're in trouble. Now you're in trouble. Go lay down. Go. Go on. Okay, then you talk about dessert is 1 serving per person, and then I do a little bit more. So if I'm making, I don't know, what do we make on pie? So an 8-inch pie has 8 servings in it. So if you're doing pie, 8 servings of pie and a little ice cream, you don't need a lot of that. You figure you need maybe 1.5 ounces of ice cream per person. 30 ounces is a quart of ice cream. That's it for 20 people. You do a little blue scoop. I'll show you my blue scoop. It's a 2-ounce scoop. That's a lot of ice cream for people. Some people aren't gonna want the ice cream, some people will. If it freaks you out, buy 2 quarts, but you're always gonna have more than you need. You're going to have too much food. I never could figure out how to cook lobster tails without drying it out. Lobster's very hard that I ever tried to cook. So if you think about that, Simple Men, you could do, when you cut if you're doing lobster tail, you could cut the lobster. What I like to do is I put lemon down on the lemon plank, like on a plank, and go lay down. Go, 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 go. And then I lay the lobster down on the lemon, and it's really like 9 minutes. That's it. On a grill. 12 minutes the most. And then you serve it with some melted butter, and you never have a dried out lobster. Never. So do you see what I'm talking about? Food grows. Now, if you're gonna add appetizers to this, you gotta figure, for 20 people, let's say you're gonna do shrimp, like a shrimp cocktail. So for 20 people, I'm doing 2 shrimp per person, plus a little more. So I'm gonna make 40 shrimp, and maybe a half dozen more, 46. That's it. You're going to have leftover. I don't care, oh, my family eats all the food, rah, 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 rah. Yes, you're gonna have leftover. Mark my words. And you wanna do things that are gonna be easy for you so that you don't have the stress of not being able to enjoy your guests. Because what fun is it? You do all this work and then you're stuck in the kitchen. So you wanna pick things that you're gonna be ahead of the game, right? That's the key. Get ahead of the game. So you could cut your watermelon, morning of. This would be the last dish that I do. Oh, here, let me finish this first. Am I in the camera for you guys? Can you see it? Yes, okay. And all I'm doing is cutting it so that I get around the skin. And I'm taking the white off. Beautiful. This is organic watermelon. These are the little ones. All right, now. That's it. And then I just turn it over and I just make little squares. Now, if you want to sit here and use a little melon baller and make little round lemons, you could do that. I know Robin's freaking out right now because she's making fruit baskets and palm trees and all kinds of stuff with her watermelon. I'm just doing this. I'm just cutting it little squares and throwing it in the bowl. They have yellow watermelons too, so you could, I dropped a few pieces of watermelon and the dogs are having a field day. They like that. All right, hold on, I'm just drying my cutting board off and then we'll keep going. You can have it. I mean, really, your little belly's gonna be so full. Thor, I'm taking this from you because you ate enough. Go lay down. All right, so now you have this, look at that half a watermelon. I'm gonna tell you, this is plenty of salad for 20 people. If I was to sit here and take it, hey Greg, if I was to sit here, oh, let's check our potatoes. These are done. Yes, I love this. This is done. Let me take these out. We'll cool them off so they'll be ready when it's time. Watch out, baby. Watch out, doggy. We're gonna take them out of the pot. If we were to scoop out 20 portions, you would see, because people aren't gonna eat 5 pounds of watermelon salad or 10 scoops because they want to try everything. There's enough for people to try and then go back for their favorites. Now, if you're like me and you have to make sure that everybody goes home with a packet of food, you can do that, but I wouldn't add more than, you know, a little bit to that. Maybe a quarter more of what you're doing. So if you're doing, say you're doing 2 pounds, you could add another like quarter pound or half. See, I knew it, Robin. All right, so here's our potato salad. We're gonna let this sit in the back and cool off while we're making everything else. And we're gonna just set up our pasta salad next. I'm just gonna start cooking my pasta salad. I'm just gonna make a little bit. I mean, thank you for my little cat. Thank you. That's our goal tonight. Let's see if we can get a fragment. I don't know. We could just hang on. We almost got to C3 last week. We just missed it. This is a cup of pasta. Pasta always doubles. So if you make 1 cup of pasta, you're gonna get 2. And then if you're adding stuff to the pasta, you're gonna have a huge pasta salad. Now I'm making gluten-free just because I wanna be able to eat it. And my husband won't eat it because he doesn't like pasta salad. He likes macaroni salad with all the sugar in it. You have a rabbit, hi, do you have a rabbit tonight? No, those are are you talking about those little fur balls running around behind me? Is that what you're talking about? Those are puppies. Well, they're not puppies anymore, but they're little Pomeranians. They look like little fluffy bunnies. No, are you talking about this? This is pork tenderloin we're making. Oh, I just saw a firefly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jude. Appreciate it so much. Howdy, partner. All right, so we're gonna pour this into our pot and we're gonna add salt. Now keep in mind what I always tell you guys, you never stir beans, you never stir grains, and you always stir pasta. You've gotta make sure that you stir your pasta when you start cooking it, otherwise it will stick together. All right, there we go. We're stirring. Okay. All right, so we have this prepped. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge for a little while because we're not gonna get this till super fan starts. All right, so you understand, right? And then you can do 2 or 3 beverages. If you want more than that, go for it. But, you know, make a sangria, make a pitcher of margaritas, we made, a few months ago, we made a beautiful, let me see if I have it. Let me see if I have juice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hello. I do not want that heat. Okay, watch, go. I don't want you to get burned. Go on. Watch, go, shoot. Okay, so if you, I have it here, I'll show you. I make this wonderful drink, and I know my friends that have been here for a while, they've seen it. I'll do this really quick for you. I take sparkling water. This is delicious. If you have people that don't drink or you don't like to drink, this is a great, I'm putting ice in my glass. And then I do this. I take cranberry or pomegranate juice, half. This is so refreshing. This is a very refreshing drink. I add a little bit of lime. I love this. I'm side-swiping our class just with a little drink because I'm thinking, what can you do besides soda? Because, you know, who wants to drink soda when you're serving a beautiful organic meal? And then I just finished that off with club soda. Not club soda, this is sparkling water. This is such a refreshing drink. You can make this with Cranberry, this one happens to be cranberry. You could do it with pomegranate. You could do it with pomegranate blueberry. You just made this, Gail? It's the best. It is so refreshing. And it, you know, if you like that kind of bitter cocktail, I don't know if you guys remember that old drink that called Campari. If anybody remembers that old cocktail Campari, it's like an Italian bitters. That's exactly what this tastes like, but it's beautiful. That's kind of cool. I love that. I love that, Mark. Yeah, I'm actually using Bio Nature pasta tonight. It's organic. And it's from Italy at least. It's all right. It's the best of the gluten-free pastas. June! Thank you, my friend. All right, so beautiful cocktail, right? Then if somebody wants this, I want to have a little tequila in there. It's okay, you could do that too. You could do it. We don't mind. How are you seeing that in the camera? I didn't even notice that. Let me pull that back. Where's that coming from? Is that over here? Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. All right, now, so you got a little of the math, how we make our math, right? General crowd planning. Cooking for 10 people is different from cooking from 4 people, but it doesn't mean that every recipe needs to be complicated, right? So keep that in mind when you're planning your menu. They do make a pasta with protein in it, but I don't know. I've never really tried them. To me, if you want protein, eat protein. Eat animal protein or plant protein. Don't eat pasta. I mean, some of the chickpea and lentil pastas, you could conceptually say they have more protein than a flour pasta, but that would not be my first choice of how to get a good plant, a good protein, a healthy protein in you. If you're gonna eat pasta, just eat it and then go for that. That's my thought. So I'm not very helpful, but that's what I would think. You're so funny. All right, so we have watermelon. Let me get that recipe. Oh, I'm gonna put cucumber in here. This would be my go-to. This is my go-to sort of crispy, fresh salad, right? We're gonna put a cucumber in here, and if you want to keep some of the skin on your cucumber, I love that. If you don't like to, you don't have to. I also prefer, honestly, I am much more into right now the English cucumbers. I don't know why. I find them crispier, lighter in flavor. These are organic. If you haven't been here before, I'm all about the organic. I love this. And again, watch how fast the salad grows, right? So we're gonna just stripe this. I like having the skin. You get a little extra fiber for the cucumber, You want that. I'm gonna just rinse it. Now, what I also love about these is if you're not into the seeds, you don't have to sit here and scoop out seeds because they don't have as many of those big seeds, right? They're much cleaner when it comes to the seed scene. Hello, Ron. Mando's on IG. He's out there. I miss you. Didn't see you all day today. I miss you. All right, so I quartered this, and I'm gonna just pretty much do it the same size as the watermelon because I think it looks better when you do it like that. So you have these nice chunky pieces, and this is so refreshing. And think about it, like if you're making a pork tenderloin pork tenderloin or you're grilling fish. It's nice to have something fresh, especially if it's hot out for the day. It's really nice to have something a little fresher, a little lighter. If you want, you could add a little red onion to this, but we're gonna add our onion to the pasta, so we'll wait. Now, look how easy this dish is. So we're gonna do, from here, we're gonna have, I just took some mint out right before class from the garden. So we're gonna take our mint. Let me give that pasta a little stir. There we go. Yay. All right. We have a lot of goals tonight. Yep, it's going in here, Kat. You read my mind. You read my food mind. Thank you for my hearts, Kimye. Appreciate it so much. If you're in here for the first time or you're getting to know us, please don't forget to drop your hearts. Right up here is sort of what you need to do, especially if you're, going live or you're planning to and you want to build your engagement. That's where you go, right in that box, and it'll tell you exactly what to do. Hi, June. You're flipping all over the place tonight. I love that. It's kind of fun, right? I wonder if you guys can, oh, you can. I can reply. Okay, yup. All right, I see it when you guys are talking. That's cool. And then on YT, I got people talking. I love it. Yes, cucumber water is very refreshing, Mark, for sure. Yeah, we've done quite a few, like drink classes like that. I love that. All right, so we're gonna take our mint and we're gonna chop it up. Now, for me, I like to see my herbs sort of take a space in the plate. So I don't like to chop them really fine. I like them to be in there, stand on their own as part of the meal, not just a flavor enhancement. So I take these and I leave them sort of big and full. I love that. And so when you eat it, somebody gets like a nice piece of mint, like they actually get to taste the mint. And I just love that. Like, look, these are little tiny leaves, so I'm just gonna put them right into the bowl. I'm not even gonna cut those. And then you have these beautiful pieces of mint. And you could, if you want, you could rip them because that's gonna pop it's gonna open up the oils from the mint, and it's just gonna make a beautiful dish. Okay, so that's pretty good. We're gonna add to this a little bit of, now, here's the thing. If you wanted to add cheese, the two cheeses that I would add are goat and or feta. So feta is my choice for this salad tonight, and this is how I would do it. I would make the feta so that, I would add the feta to this so that it became sort of a topping. If you're going to add, if you like goat cheese better, here's the key to goat cheese. Do not put the goat cheese in ahead of time. What you would do is plate this dish, then at service, either leave a little bowl of goat cheese to the side or sprinkle it over the top. If you start to put the goat cheese into the mix of the bowl, it just makes like a white slime all over the salad. So I don't like that. Yeah, use it as a topping, cat dog, because if you try and add it to this, it just comes out funky. It doesn't look pretty anymore. I don't like it. So we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, and you don't really need a lot. It's just a little to balance, because we're gonna add a little lime juice to this. I love lime juice in watermelon salad with a little salt, a pinch of salt. It's really nice. I'm using the Volcano organic lime juice. I love that. Dr. Mark, I'm in upstate New York, but I grew up on Long Island, so I'm sure you're hearing that New York accent. Okay, and then we're gonna add a little bit of salt. So if you guys are here for the first time or you're just getting to know the organic food movement, I'm Chef Liz. I've been cooking organic whole foods for 40 years. I'm sort of the second generation vegan chefs out of New York. I don't just cook vegan anymore. My jam is organic food. 90% of the time, I'm 100% organic. I came to TikTok 2 years ago and started teaching. I'm almost ready to celebrate 2 years on September 24th. And I have spent the last 2 years sort of giving you all the knowledge that I know about organic food and how food heals the body. I studied under Anne-Marie Colbin. I was just reading one of her books today, the other night when I was finishing up some information for our food philosophy book coming out. And it was really, I was just remembering her because I was finishing, I wanted to add a little extra to my chapter on food energetics and I was just reading what she wrote about it and I wanted to include that. So hold on, I'm just gonna taste the flavor of this. So in here is sweet, tart, salty, tangy. You have all those flavors, which is what makes this salad so beautiful. And then the textures become a little crunchy, a little soft, you got a little water, so you got a lot going on, which is what you really want out of a salad. Now, I would say to you the same thing with feta. Even though these are chunky, I tend to shy away from adding the cheese into the salad. I'd rather put like a little bowl in front of the service, and then people can either choose to put it in here or not. A little hard to digest, but it's a holiday, so okay, we'll do it. And what I'll do is I'll take this and we'll crumble it a little bit more than it actually is, and it comes out beautiful. So I came on, you can go to the LINK and the BIO and go check out the Stand store. It has a lot of good information, a lot of downloadable ebooks, a lot of freebies, and then we have my recipe vault. I've done over 50 different kitchen pharmacy class packets in there. Last week we did Macel. This week we're doing low FODMAP diet, which kind of goes hand in hand. I just had to grab some paper towel. And then we have done all the autoimmune diseases, and I started trying to help you guys navigate how food sort of works to heal and to help support your body in the healing process. So we've done a lot of different illnesses, syndromes, and that's really where I tend to love. This is our chef's table class where I teach you all the fun, delicious, sort of holiday fun food. Thank you for that gift. And then when we do the kitchen pharmacy class, which is 8 a.m. on Wednesday mornings, it's all about food and healing. And, I try and talk to you guys a lot about, what it means to turn your kitchen organic. I don't subscribe to seed oils. I really try and help you navigate that. I think we do a good job, I would say, right? Hey, George, how's it going? Hi, Team Emmerich. I'm missing all the fun conversations that are flying by here. It's going pretty fast today. Thank you for the daily hearts. I'll join. Can I see past recipes? Team, there's 600 recipes from the very beginning when we were doing Italian night, Greek night, Middle Eastern night. I mean, everything's in there. I'm still trying to get all, like, when you pull up a class, you get all of you can see the recipes before you have to download it. And what's great about the recipe vault, it's $5 a month, but that's less than a cup of coffee, right? Through a drive-through. And then you go and you can download them and you can use them. That's the best part. All right, so I'm just gonna cut these a little bit smaller because this should just be sort of a enhancement to the salad, not necessarily, you know, a big bite of the salad. You want to use just a little bit of this. Although we do love feta cheese, don't we? This is sheep milk, organic sheep milk feta, and it comes in a little basket. You saw me pull it out of the basket. This is my favorite feta. It's sheep milk, it's imported, it's delicious. It's delicious. And what I like about it is it's certified organic, which makes me very happy. All right. So this is how I would serve this salad. I would put this on the side with a little spoon. That way it doesn't get funky looking. You have this fresh, beautiful salad. And it doesn't, you know, it doesn't take away from the presentation. And when you serve a dish like this, hold on, I'm getting a nice dish. Oh, you guys can hear me, I forget that. I like when I have the mic on, you guys can hear me. Look, so we can do this. But look, that was a half a watermelon. Look at how much watermelon you have here. Now you could easily put the cheese over it, but I think it will take away from the beauty of the freshness of the salad. You could even do this if you wanted to. You could put it on the side here. And then, you know, I have those little things that go in here. Let me show you. They're that, this is, I think it's called Nora Fleming. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, I tried to cover the microphone so I didn't sneeze so loud. Look. Even though we used a lime, there you go. Look how pretty. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Look at how beautiful that salad looks. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Hi, June. Hi, Happy Farm. Nice to see you. Welcome in. Look how pretty. That's gorgeous, right? It's okay. I'm giving Charles our regards too. So then, there is nothing. This is one of my favorite salads. I love this. Cucumber, mint, lime, watermelon, and then you have this beautiful feta cheese. So in here, Ayana, is watermelon, cucumber, mint, lime, feta cheese, a little olive oil, a little salt, and then you have this beautiful dish. And it makes such a pretty presentation for your, you know, for your holiday plate, for your barbecue. It's fresh, it's crispy, it's colorful. You almost have all the things, you know? You could even leave a lime on the side to make it, you know, a little aesthetic, as my daughter would say. All right, now, let me just rinse off my board. I'm gonna show you one more salad, and then we're gonna dip to Superfan. If you haven't become a super fan yet and you want to do that, tonight's a good night because we have a couple more recipes and we're going to talk a little bit more about presentation and displaying the food. How do you make it look aesthetic without driving yourself crazy, right? So what you want to do also is remember this. Remember that you are, you know, if people are coming to your home, they're coming because they know you. They're coming because they love you. So you don't have to impress them and drive yourself crazy and have every amazing food that you've ever made and all your special things for every single person that comes, and then you have no enjoyment whatsoever in the party because you wind up spending all your time in the kitchen. Unless you love being there, you know, then that's okay. But I would suggest trying to do it this way and see how it goes for you, because you know your friends are always going to come back, family's always going to come back. So try not to put yourself in a situation where you're so stressed and you can't enjoy yourself, or you made so many things and then you got to find somebody to grill them and you get upset with family members because they don't feel like doing it, or you know what I'm talking about? All right, I'm gonna just taste this. It's perfect. Now what I love to do when I'm making gluten-free pasta and I'm putting it in a salad, I like to overcook the pasta. Why do I do that? Because when you don't do that and you go to make your salad or you go to use your pasta the next day, it usually becomes like hard and grainy and never tastes quite as good. Now, I'm gonna just bring this over to the sink. I'm gonna drain it and I'm gonna run cold water on it. And then we're gonna make a beautiful pasta salad. Now, with the pasta salad, we're gonna use tomato and artichoke hearts. Let me see if I have olives. I didn't feel like buying olives because nobody eats them, and then they just sit in my fridge, and then I stare at them and blah, blah, blah. So I don't think I have olives, but if you like to put olives, you can put olives. Now, because I have cheese in the watermelon salad, I would tend to leave the cheese out of the pasta salad. And you could also think about, you know, leaving your full cheeses out of the bowls, you know, and sort of on the side. Now I know we're related. We have the same family dynamic. Sure. Nobody wants it. Hi, Edmund. Welcome in. Nice to see everybody. All right, I'm gonna drain my artichokes and I'm gonna add them to the salad. This is a very nice salad. It's got bright colors in it. You've got a lot of vegetables, which is always nice. You know, to me, wherever you can sneak vegetables, put them in. Because, you know, nobody ever gets enough vegetables. In my opinion. All right, artichoke's my favorite, highest fiber vegetable. Beautiful artichoke hearts. I'm just gonna give them one sort of chop, right? I'm gonna throw them right in the bowl. I'm gonna add my tomatoes. And these are my summer aromas. You know, I love summer aroma tomato. I don't know why, I just do. I think they're delicious. I do like to cut out, I don't know why, it's the only tomato I cut the seeds out of, but I like to do it. And I don't get crazy. If there's a little left over, I don't mind, but I do cut them out. All right. And then I'm just gonna give it a nice, just kind of coarse cut. We're gonna add, let me get my pasta salad. I think I'm gonna put a little red onion in this too, because who doesn't love a little fresh red onion in their pasta salad. Dry my hands. All right, let's see what we got here. Cooking for a crowd. Yeah, we're gonna talk about make ahead timeline during class, during subscriber. We're gonna talk about the table setting, how to keep food hot. We also have a whole thing in this packet about food safety. We'll go over a few of those. We're gonna do pork tenderloin and potato salad during the, what do you call it? Superfan night. Okay, now artichokes, I don't wanna put bell peppers in mine, but I will if I have roasted reds, I will put them in. Because I love them. I like roasted red peppers, but I am not a fan of any other kind of pepper, believe it or not. I do like stuffed peppers, but I'll stuff them, you know, like a red stuffed. And I don't have any, so that's it. No peppers tonight. I love it. I don't like to have leftover peppers, because especially the roasted ones, although you could roast them yourself. I have my fresh herbs. All right, so let's see. Oh, we'll do a little red onion. And then we're gonna add a whole bunch of flavors into this. Just sort of like a third. I like them small, but not too small. Look, just like a little, you see? I'm just cutting like a little sort of bite size. Not even, right in here. We're gonna make a loaded potato salad tonight. Something crazy. Something out of the box. Not out of a box, but like, you know, thinking outside the box. Potato salad. Okay, so we have, oh, look at these beautiful vegetables. Now let's add some herbs. We'll add a little bit of parsley. I think this is cilantro. We'll add some cilantro. We'll add some parsley. It'll be a summer herb. Summer herbs. Summer herbs. Where's my basil? I think I left it in here. Some fresh basil. Oh, I have some. I do. It's a little tired, but we're going to use it. I'm just picking. Good. All right. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. If you want to add a little dill to this, you could add dill. On here live, if you go to the Book of Face, I have a schedule, and my entire schedule is here. So this is for August, so this is the last week, and September will come out over the weekend. But you'll have like our Wednesday classes. It's broken down: Monday classes, Wednesday classes, Thursday and Saturday classes. Saturday's kitchen hacks. Wednesday is our what do you call class? Kitchen pharmacy. And then Monday nights is this, chef's table. And then you'll know the topic also, so you'll be able to come and watch and hang out and, you know, be part of the party. Those are the three that I'm live in all the socials. And then like I'll go live, but usually through TT at my shop. And that's usually when I'm in the kitchen cooking, or if I have a big catering gig. Like next Monday's Chef's Tables class will be canceled. We will only be live because I have a catering gig, and I'll be there till like 6 or 7. So I'll be too tired to come back and cook. So we'll just postpone that class. But I'll be live all day on TT there. Okay, so look, we have all this beautiful, you see. Hey Tyler. And then we're gonna do a little garlic, a little lemon juice, red wine vinegar, olive oil. We have our basil in here, all our vegetables. If you wanna put cucumber in here, you can too. I have it in the recipe. If you don't like that, that's fine too. You can put any vegetable you want. You could put zucchini. You could roast vegetables if you wanted to and add them to the salad. Okay, so I cooled off my pasta by rinsing it. And now I'm gonna add it right in here. I'm gonna add my olive oil. This is such a nice pasta salad. But you know, anything can make a pasta salad. You know, you could do anything. Celery and shredded carrot, it doesn't matter. You could do anything for a pasta salad. Ooh, I have some dill here. I think I wanna put some dill in there too. It's such a beautiful summer herb. I forget how much I love dill till I start using it. And I'm a much bigger fan of fresh dill than I am of dried. I don't know. I just love fresh dill. All right, right in that bowl. Now we're gonna add a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. And you'll have an exact recipe in the recipe vault when you download it. It's great. And then a little onion powder. It's a little stuck. I have to say, if there's a little moisture, I might try and put a little rice in that, just to absorb it. All right, and some real salt. I love the mineral, you know, the full mineral base salt. It's the best. All right, we're in. Let me mix that. And here's your beautiful, fresh, colorful, delicious. Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful salad. You know, and if you want, you could add, I'm gonna put all those artichokes in. Just gonna cut them real fast. Look at this gorgeous salad. I love it. I don't know, I just love artichokes. I don't know about you guys, but I love them. And then we're gonna add a little bit of red wine vinegar to this. I just wanted to get all of this mixed. Now, if you don't like red wine vinegar, you could add lemon juice. I have lemon juice and red wine vinegar in this recipe. You could do both. Either way, if you like vinegar, if you'd rather have lemon juice, any type of acidulation, acid, is gonna make this a great dish. You can do both, one or the other. I think since I have the artichokes, I'm gonna just do the little bit of lemon juice. And this is just gonna pop the salad. It looks so pretty. It's very fresh. And, you know, again, you can do it like this. You can add the vegetables that you enjoy. You don't have to do it my way. You can improvise. You can add to it. You can say, oh, I like a shredded cheese, or I want cheese in this. I do have Kalamata written down. If you wanted to add goat or fresh mozzarella to this, or roasted red pepper, either way, you know, just let your imagination work. Your creative food energy happen. Look at that beautiful salad. Something a little different. You have all the different fresh herbs. Then what I would do is I would be chopping. That's delicious. And refreshing. Now, one last thing I'm gonna do to this. I'm gonna take a little bit of all the herbs that I used, and we're just gonna make a little chop and drizzle it right on top. Yeah, if you guys want, you're gonna get you get all these recipes. These are already in the recipe vault. They're there for you. You can download them and be practicing all your salads for your holiday party. It's that simple. Look at this. So we'll chop the fresh herbs, and don't underestimate the healing power of fresh herbs. You know, not only do they give flavor, but they're healing too. Look, we'll just put a lot of fresh herb on there. I'm gonna cut that tomato up a little bit more, just so that it spreads the pretty color. Look at that. So gorgeous. Look how pretty. So here you go, another pasta salad. I have one of those little things that go in there, like the lemon, but I want to keep moving. Ooh, right at 9. Yippee! Look at that. Isn't that pretty? See, now you have a pasta salad, a watermelon salad. And now you have some ideas of like what's the quantity that you're gonna make, how, you know, what, right now we're gonna go right into Superfan, and we're gonna discuss presentation, planning. We're gonna make two more dishes, I believe. Is it one or two? I think we have two we can make. We're gonna make a tenderloin, and what's the other thing that we were planning? Oh, we're gonna talk about food safety, and a potato salad. That was the other. Nice. All right, my friends, are you ready to move into Superfans? So pretty. It's so pretty. Thank you for being here tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had a lot of fun. Please come back. I am getting a little bit better about, you know, setting up the notifications a little bit sooner so that you have some time to plan. I get a little better at it each day, and then I fall backwards and then get a little better at it. But I hope I see you again. We will be here Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. for Kitchen Pharmacies, Thursday night for Q&A. We'll be cooking something. And then, although no, you know what we're doing Thursday night? Thursday night we are grilling. We're starting at 4:30. We're grilling at the store. We're doing a pre-chirp concert, a concert in the park, and we're doing a little pre-party with burgers and smoothies and a lot of fun. So I'll probably come live. I'll probably be live for that from like 4:30 to 7:30, and then you guys can be there for that. That'll be fun. And then Saturday morning we will be here for Kitchen Hacks, and our Kitchen Hacks class is, let's see, what are we doing for kitchen? Oh, Kitchen Confidence Boot Camp. Are you guys ready? I know you always are ready, so I'm not worried. All right, I will see you guys all on Wednesday morning. Thank you for joining us. For anybody that's not a super fan, if you want to become a super fan tonight, awesome. If you don't, I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you for being here. Hi, Sue. Nice to see you. We are going to go over to, we're going to go over now to TT, full on TT. Thank you for being here, Mark. Nice chatting with you. Hope to see you on Wednesday morning. I really appreciate you chatting it up with me. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.